All right, here we are. Welcome everyone to this live stream. Hello everyone. Yes, again a live stream. I hope you can see. I hope you can hear me first of all. I have to check this. Sorry, I know, very unprofessional as always, but I have to check this. I have to check if the audio is right because I'm using a new setup. So as soon as we get that out of the way. Alright, I think it all works. Hope you can hear me. If the audio is too silent or something, just tell me please. I hope it's fine. I hope the audio is fine. Okay, hello everyone again to this very spontaneous live stream, but I decided to do it this way because I think this might be the best way to do it, sort of, because I think how is it going? Yes, how is it going? Hello, Jans. Yes, new camera actually. New camera. I'm just using I found out that there's an app which you can stream from. I have to close this, otherwise I'm gonna look the whole time. I've actually found an app with which you can stream your phone over. So that's why the camera might seem so amazing now, because I'm using just the iPhone camera. That's why it's looking that great. So yeah, hello everyone. I already see we have some viewers again. Very spontaneous. So again, if this was very unclear before, I'm using the iPhone 11 camera. Okay, so that's what you're seeing the footage from. That's why the quality is so good. Yeah, today very spontaneous video because I decided to do it this way because I've gotten so many clips. Like, you can't imagine how much my videos about the MacBook Airs went through the roof. Like, literally, they did better than any other video on my channel. So I decided, oh, I'm already getting questions. Yes, Garam Shiva, hello. Let me just say something and then we'll get to the questions. I didn't expect questions to come in that fast. But of course, hello and welcome to the stream. Just wanted to say my MacBook Air videos have gone through the roof, really. I mean, they've done better than any other video I've ever done on my channel. And I am very happy. I mean, I'm very happy that people are so interested into this laptop because I had, there we go, perfect English. I had my MacBook Air MacBook Air Mid 2017 since March of 2018 now, so quite a long time, over 2 years. And there has never been, like literally never been one moment where I ever regretted using the MacBook Air. And I think I'm not a like lightweight user. I'm really using the MacBook Air quite a lot, and sometimes I'm pushing it to the max, like 100%. And again, I've never regretted it, not even, like literally never. And that is why I'm just so happy that so many people are interested into this laptop, and that's why I try to answer as many questions about this laptop as I can. So first of all, I've prepared a lot of comments that I've gotten from all my videos. I've done, I think I've done 3 videos now on the MacBook Air, or is it 4? No, I think 3 videos. The original review, the updated review, and then I did a performance review where I showed you how good the laptop performs. You can find them all on my channel if you're interested. And I collected a lot of comments that I got, like the most frequent comments out of all of them. And we're going to discuss those comments today because I think it's the best way to do it, because so many people have so complex questions and they always happen and appear again. So I'm trying to make a video where I can just answer all of those questions and get them out of the way. Because, I mean, I'm really happy that so many people are interested into this laptop. So, because I'm seeing that, we already got a live question actually from Shiva. I hope that I'm pronouncing it right. I'm gonna go into this one first. So again, if you have any questions, live questions about the MacBook Air, just feel free to ask them and I'll get to them. That's why I thought maybe doing it in the live stream format is a good idea, because then if you have questions like that, like spontaneous questions, I can immediately answer them. Alright, so your question is, hello brother, I'm from India. Greetings from Austria. And it's around 12 AM and watching your video, brother. Does MacBook Air 2017? Okay. Is it best for Photoshop? the reason why I'm kind of struggling with this question is it always depends, and that's why I think making a video about your questions is a good idea. Because a lot of questions are, is it good for this and is it good for that? But in essence, and you can just write me right now if that's the case. For what kind of usage? By the way, is the stream lagging? Just a quick question. I hope it isn't, because YouTube is kind of saying like, maybe you should change the bitrate. So is the stream lagging? Just tell me, because I changed that today. So to your question now, Shiva. The problem with that question is it depends. Do you plan to do light Photoshop work or like very complex and many layers and another thing is, do you wanna do like, is the color accuracy really important to you? So do you do really professional Photoshop work, or is it just like more of a hobby to you? So if you could tell me, do you plan on doing very complex Photoshop work? Or do you actually plan on doing very light and just work as a hobby? That depends. So if you can tell me that, I can tell you if the MacBook Air is a good laptop for that. Because in general, you can do it, definitely. Okay. I hope the stream isn't lagging. I can't tell from here. I can check quickly. Just don't want it to lag. No, it doesn't seem like it's lagging. Why is YouTube telling me to change it? Again, if it's lagging, tell me, guys. So yeah, that's that one question. If you could tell me about if it's very complex work that you want to do or not very complex work, then I can tell you if it's good for that. Alright, till you answer me that though, I'll go into other, no lag here, perfect. Alright, till you answer that though, I'm gonna go into some comments that I got on my videos. So, first comment that I got, I mean it's a very long comment, but I just thought it's good to show them also. Because they're very great comments. And I just wanted to show this one right off the bat because it sums up what I think about the MacBook Air. I'm just going to read it to you. Another great video, thanks. Big YouTubers really shrug off the base model MacBooks and MacBook Airs, claiming they don't do 4K video editing. So this was a comment on my performance review. Hello, Lindboom. I hope I'm not...
niedrig. Bitte aufladen.
Okay. Thank you for being here, and awesome, you're watching this on the 2017 MacBook Air. Nice. Awesome laptop. You can probably agree with me. Alright, so I'm reading the comment. It's just not true. I don't think they even try, to be honest. Besides, the render times for 4K video editing works great on the MacBook Air from 2017 and up. So this essentially is a comment because I tried out in my performance review, I tried out 4K video editing on the MacBook Air Mid 2017. Because, hello Patty, awesome that you're also watching this from MacBook Air 2017. Welcome in the club. Because I wanted to know in that video if 4K editing is really possible on the MacBook Air, or how far can you push the MacBook Air. Because I got so many comments, is it good for video editing, is it or is it not? Because so many people, like literally if you watch a standard review from some big YouTuber, probably the chances of them telling you the MacBook Air Mid 2017 is bad for video editing are very high. Because they, the mainstream YouTubers tend to have access to the best and most fancy and awesome laptops because they don't have to pay for them most of the time to get it sponsored. So of course, if you have so many great laptops, of course, yes, then the MacBook Air Mid 2017 might not be the best option. Yes, there are, of course, way better laptops out there. But again, in that video, I showed you editing 4K 60 FPS, like high-end. It can't get more high-end than this right now. Editing 4K 60 FPS videos on the MacBook Air in Final Cut Pro 10 is possible. Easily works. It works. I myself didn't believe it. Like, I went into this video thinking I can just prove that Full HD 60 FPS is possible. But I actually proved 4K 60 FPS is possible to some degree. I actually also just recently edited a Full HD 60 FPS video, like a long one, 24 minutes one on the MacBook Air, and rendered it and everything, and worked perfectly so. Again, so if you plan on doing Full HD 60 FPS editing, don't even think about it. Like honestly, if you're just getting into YouTube, if you're not doing it very professionally and you want to do high-end color grading or something like that, just get it. Honestly, just get just get the MacBook Air. It's fine. You don't need anything more. You don't need the fancy MacBook Pro 2020. You know what I mean? You don't need that to start off. The MacBook Air Mid 2017 can edit very good. Again, Final Cut Pro 10 is a very complex editing program. It's not like it's a basic one like iMovie. You can use that too if you want to. But you know what I mean. So you can edit on it. It really has the power, even though a lot of people don't want to mention that. Okay, so a lot of comments actually. I got my one for 905 euros. Love it, awesome. Yeah, so from your comment, I can tell you probably from Europe. So which country, by the way? It would just interest me. I actually, by the way, I got my MacBook Air for cheaper. Actually, from an Apple reseller. Like I didn't even get it like used or something. It was brand new, by the way. And back then, when I bought it, the MacBook Air Mid 2017 was still the newest MacBook Air. So yeah, I think I got it. There was some sale. That's why I decided to get it. Like I got it for 800. So again, and it worth every penny. Out of all my siblings, I was the only one that didn't get a new laptop for online classes, cause can't seem to let go of my USB and so SD ports. I feel ya. And SD ports, I just don't get it. Yeah, again, I don't get it too. I had a funny encounter, I can tell you this, because we're talking about USB ports. I can show you this. Wait, I'm still here, don't worry, I'm not running away. I just need to get the cable, because it's over here. I just recently got myself AirPods Pro. By the way, there will be a review on the AirPods Pro coming soon, just as a little spoiler. But with the AirPods Pro came actually a lightning cable. And I was like, great, a lightning cable. And then I took a closer look at it. Apple actually included a USB-C lightning cable with the AirPods Pro. And I was like in shock at first. And then came the realization after that, oh shit, I don't even have a power brick with USB-C. Because again, USB-C, like Apple really is into USB-C, but you can really tell it just isn't there yet. USB-C just isn't the mainstream yet. It really isn't. I mean, again, I don't know if it's different. I mean, you guys can tell me. You're coming probably all from different countries, but here in Austria, like the chances of someone having USB-C isn't really high yet on some device. Like the only device where most people have USB-C is, funny enough, aside from iPhone users, are phones. So the only, like most of the time, if someone has USB-C in Austria, it's because they have a smartphone that has it. Like their laptops and everything, most of the time people have normal USB-A ports. And again, it's still the mainstream. That's why I don't understand why we all go full USB-C. Again, USB-C is a great port. I never said it isn't. It's a superior port to USB-A. But until it isn't mainstream, it doesn't make sense to go full USB-C. It just doesn't. It's just a hindering. It's a hindrance. Hindrance? It's a, how do you say, it's a obstacle. It's an obstacle in the way of using the device. Instead of step into the future, you know what I mean? And what I don't get, and I still don't get it, is like getting rid of the SD card slot in general. Again, the MacBook Air Mid 2017 has this. And by the way, and that's, I mean, it's kind of crazy that it is that way, but the MacBook Air Mid 2017 is the only newer MacBook you can still get, not officially anymore, but still, that has an SD card slot. Like not even the MacBook Pro, the new ones, the fancy new 2000, 3000 laptops from Apple. They actually don't have an SD card slot, even though they're like promoted or marketed towards video editing guys. And I'm like, I can't even put my SD card into it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, over the air 4K transfer? Oh my god! Like, if you have not a Google Fiber internet, that'll take hours. So, I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest. So yeah, points for the win. What do we have else? I want to take MacBook. Yeah, I get it. Tapira, I fully get it that the MacBooks are expensive, fully. My tip, get them used. Again, the trap that so many people fall into, and I did this also for quite a long time, you don't need to buy the newest, fanciest laptop. You really don't need to do this. You don't need to buy a new MacBook. Again, This proves it. Again, I'm talking about the MacBook Air Mid 2017, not a new laptop by any means anymore, but still so usable. And even then, you don't even need a 2017 MacBook Air. 2013 MacBook Air, if you just do student stuff like Excel, Word, Skype, watching YouTube, even that is still enough. So my tip, buy a used one. You don't need new ones. But I get it, they're of course very expensive. It's Apple. I actually bought a MacBook Pro 2020. Wow, Jan's Rock, that's incredible actually. My 2015 MacBook Pro was enough. Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, congrats. I mean, you always have to keep this in mind. Yes, it might look like I'm bashing the newer laptops, and yes, I have to be honest, it's not my favorite Macs from Apple. Like, it's still this way. It's getting better, but it's still this way. I almost can't recommend the new lineup to people because I just don't think the price to performance is there. And again, this whole just USB-C stuff, I don't like it personally. But hey, still an awesome laptop. Don't get me wrong. The power that's inside there is crazy. So hey, good for you. Good for you. I mean, the 2020 MacBook Pros already have the redesigned keyboard, so you should have a better keyboard finally. Why is USB-C even so hyped up? I mean, I get it, because again, you can transfer data way faster over USB-C. Again, I get it. It's superior to USB 3.0, 3.1. Is that USB-C? No, I'm not sure. But it's superior to USB-A. I get it. So performance-wise, that's probably why it's hyped up, because it is the future. I agree with this even, but it just isn't yet the mainstream. It will take years till it's the future, or the mainstream. Thank you for your reply, and one more question comes here is, I'm a student, can I use AutoCAD? I think, first of all, it's supported for Mac. I know it's supported for Mac. I know also that it's isn't it a very graphic intensive, I think, or it's a very graphic intensive program, right? I'm not so sure about this. I've used AutoCAD, but very sparingly, but never on the MacBook Air. I'm sorry I can't answer that question, but no, I don't feel comfortable answering. I don't want you to think it's possible if it's maybe not. It really depends. I'm not sure about this, but there's surely videos. So if you just Google, you'll surely find something on that. But it might be, again, I'm not really sure. I ended up returning the 2020 MacBook Pro after 1 week. I installed a larger SSD in my... Right, the 2015 models of the MacBook Pro, you can still upgrade the SSD on your own. Yeah, that's true. And you can do this also with the MacBook Air Mid 2017, by the way. You can just upgrade your storage on your own. A lot of people don't know this. You can. So back then, Apple actually gave you the option to do it on your own. You didn't have to buy the SSDs directly from Apple when you bought the device, and you were overcharged 1 billion times. So yeah, back then. Right, so if there are no other questions, I'll get to the next one. And that is this one here. And I told you, this is the classic question. I try to find the most frequent questions I get. And this is, again, one of the most frequent questions I get. And that is, does it overheat or does it work essentially while editing in Final Cut Pro? Can I edit videos in Final Cut Pro? Can I edit videos in general? Can it do this and that, right? Again, I can answer this because I have used Final Cut Pro in general a lot. Like, it's my favorite editing program. I love it. And that's the only editing program I'm missing on my main PC because it's a Windows PC. So it doesn't really, it's not allowed to have Final Cut Pro. But I've used Final Cut Pro a lot also on the MacBook Air. And if you're also thinking about maybe editing videos on the MacBook Air, I can tell you now 100% it works. It doesn't overheat. I've edited full HD 60 FPS videos on it that take 24 minutes longer. It just works. Don't worry about it. It never lags. If it's lightweight to medium editing, don't even worry about it. As long as you don't go full crazy with color grading and all that crazy and professional stuff, your goal should work perfectly. So that answers that question. You're the only person who still uses iMovie. I have to say, for quite some time, I actually use iMovie. I started with iMovie, me and Manfred. And the thing is though, I don't like the new iMovie design. I think the iMovie app for iPhone, by the way, is a very nice app actually. It's incredible what you can already do on a phone. I mean, you can already edit 4K 60 FPS videos on a phone, you know what I mean? But on the Mac, personally, I think I don't like the design of the new iMovie. That's the only reason why I'm not using it. Same with phones, honestly. You don't necessarily have to upgrade every time Apple releases something. Yeah, fully agree with that. I mean, that's actually, I just saw a video of Manfred about this Macintosh Man. If you want to check it out, awesome channel. I and Manfred do a lot of videos on there about this topic, and I fully agree with that. It's the same, it's kind of the same like with laptops, but with phones it's even crazier, because again, I also was in this phase. I mean, just look behind me here. This is I have all my Apple stuff here stacked up, and Mac, it's not everything, but it's kind of like all the phones and like the AirPods and Apple Watches. And I had this phase at the beginning where I thought about, I need every iPhone. Like, I don't know. At the beginning, I was quite an Apple fan sheep, I have to say. And I thought I need to get every iPhone possible. But it's the truth, really, and even this is even more true nowadays. The truth is, if you don't game on your phone, you could just use Twitter, Instagram. Again, if you don't do anything graphically intense, if you don't edit videos on your iPhone or anything, honestly, the iPhone 6s is all you need. The iPhone 7 is all you need. So if you want to be golden with software support, get the iPhone 7, get the iPhone 8, then you have even longer support. You don't need the new iPhone 11 Pro, you know. You don't always need the newest stuff, that's the thing. And yes, I fully agree with this. Even though I right now have the iPhone 11, I had the 6S for quite some time, actually, before I switched to the iPhone 10. And even then, I just switched because my father destroyed his phone, so we made a deal and I got a new phone and he got my phone. So again, you don't always need to buy the newest phone, because phones have gotten so incredibly good these days that, like, honestly, for the run-of-the-mill stuff that we do, you don't need the new iPhone. Again, I always say, and that's kind of true, I think, is when people tell me, like, younger people kind of tend to do this, I need the new iPhone 11 Pro, I always say to them, you don't need the new iPhone 11 Pro, you want the new iPhone 11 Pro. There's a big difference behind that. Because when we talk about need, you probably only need an iPhone 7 probably for all your needs. Same, I'm currently using an iPhone 11, but before I had my phone, I came from Android. Okay, so you switched. Would be interesting to know, what phone did you have before? Alright, so till then, we're gonna continue on. Nope, this is the wrong one. There we are. Next comment. So this is also a comment that I got, that also very frequent question, I guess, about the MacBook Air. And that is, what is the difference between the 2017 one? You had a Vivo. I see. I never really had experiences with Vivo. How are they? I mean, I really have no experience with them. I really don't have experience with Android in general, I have to say. So what is the difference between the MacBook Air 2017 and 2020? I get so much, and it's always like is the 2020 very noticeably different in multitasking and fluidity? And he especially, and a lot of people never talk about the high-end MacBook Air, there is even an i7 version right now. They always talk about the entry one with the i3. The thing is, it always depends. Like, honestly, if we're just talking about opening the web browser, opening the mail, again, I made a video, just look at the performance review at the beginning. I talked exactly about that. I showed you opening like 8 or 9 programs at the same time and just multitasking between them. Again, that works perfectly on the MacBook Air Mid 2017. It works perfectly without a hitch, and honestly, like almost no one, I would say no one, like aside from very professional people, use a MacBook, use more than 3 to 4 programs at the same time and multitask between them. But again, if you wanted, you could do 9, 10, 11 programs at the same time, and it would just work on the MacBook Air Mid 2017. And if we're just talking about multitasking between web browser, mail, stuff like that, lightweight apps, even though the MacBook Air MacBook Air 2020 is a more advanced MacBook Air, probably is a bit better in performance. I think they're actually very similar. Like my i5 MacBook Air Mid 2017 and the i3 2020 are very similar in performance, actually, if we talk about Geekbench scores and stuff like that, which is kind of sad. But it is like that, and you won't notice a difference in multitasking through very lightweight apps because both do it perfectly. Maybe the 2020 model is like, I don't know, half a second faster. It really doesn't matter in my opinion. Even if it's 1 second, you can wait a second longer in my opinion. So it wouldn't justify buying a new product. But again, if you plan on like having 10 programs, very heavy programs running at the same time, maybe then. But even then, we're talking like when it comes to multitasking, RAM matters more than CPU power. And RAM wise, I think both start with 8 gigs. Of course, the MacBook Air 2020 has a newer RAM type, but I think still there isn't a big difference. So if you're just talking about lightweight, having 3 to 4 programs open at the same time, the step up in price isn't worth it in my opinion from the 2017 to the 2020. So I would say buy the 2017 one. So Shiva is asking, can I use the MacBook Air 2017 for 3 to 4 years? Again, so you were the one with Photoshop. Again, I don't know, you didn't tell me if you wanted to complex or very lightweight Photoshop editing. But if so, if that's fine for you, what I just told you, support-wise, when we're talking just simple support from Apple software-wise, definitely. Easily 3 to 4 years, easily, if not 5. I would say support-wise, if we're talking OS support, getting the newest Mac OS, you still should be golden for at least 5 years, I would say. 5. I would say 5 years, yeah, because the Mac, normally Apple tends to have a very long OS support for their Macs. Like I remember I had a 28 MacBook before I had the MacBook Air Mid 2017. At the 2008 MacBook, the late 2008 MacBook was supported from Apple till 2016, so almost 8 years of support. I mean, that's really incredible. So yeah, 4 to 5 years of support easily with the MacBook Air Mid 2017. And again, if you don't do very complex, graphically intense programs on the MacBook Air Mid 2017, then yes, will easily work 3 to 4 years. Okay. Next comment that I always get a lot is, great video, and I'm still trying to find where I can purchase a mid 2017 MacBook Air here in the US. The thing with this comment is, I don't know if you're talking about buying it locally. Again, I can't help you there, of course, but easy question, Amazon? I mean, I don't know if you don't want to support Amazon because they're a very big company and they do some shady stuff as well. I get it, but just get it on. You always can get it on Amazon, eBay. You can find it definitely. Is there any update in MacBook? Tapira, I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean if there's a new version of the MacBook Air, or I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. Did I get the right comment now? Yeah. Okay. So this is also very. I wanted to talk about this comment address this. Because he said, "Hi sir, I'm planning to buy a Mac this month. Is the MacBook Air Mid 2017 worth to buy? I'll be using it for school, for light video photo editing, and I also read issues regarding the keyboard. How is the butterfly keyboard?" Now I wanted to mention this. I already answered to the guy, but I just want to also say this in the video, because maybe some people also misconceive this. The MacBook Air Mid 2017 is still is the last laptop from Apple without the butterfly keyboard. You still get the normal, awesome scissor keyboard. So this is pre-butterfly keyboard. So you still get the awesome keyboard that Apple had before they implemented butterfly. I still think, even though they improved it now with the 2020 versions of the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air, I still think the old scissor keys that you have in the mid 2017 MacBook Air are the best. Rumor has it that the ARM MacBook, not Pro, might be relatively inexpensive. Yes, if we're talking ARM, I'm really like this. It's been some time since I've been very invested into the Mac lineup. Like the last updates have been these incremental and very unexciting updates. Never really a big change in looks or something. So I wasn't really always excited for Mac updates aside from the MacBook Air refresh. There I was quite excited, but when they showed it, I was a bit like, eh. But when we talk about ARM, I'm really excited for that. Like, I think if Apple plays their cards right, and they probably will, then that could be a game changer for them again. And it makes sense that they should technically be less expensive, because the processor is now made by Apple, so they don't have to pay a fee for a license by Intel. That makes sense. And Apple can now also design their processor perfectly for their hardware, so they don't have to rely on Intel to do a good job, which right now Intel isn't really doing, so they can do it their own. And Apple is really incredible right now when it comes to ARM processors. Again, just look at the iPad Pro, which hasn't even gotten a big processor refresh yet, but the old iPad Pro is almost comparable to an i7. I mean, that's crazy in power, and we're talking about a tablet. Now think about a full-on laptop processor, an ARM laptop processor, and think about that the iPad Pro processor, which is comparable to an i7, isn't even cooled. And now think about an ARM processor that could be cooled, and so yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think it could be a game changer. And when we talk about the MacBook, by the way, just quickly insert this. The MacBook, back when it was released in 2006, 15, 16, I'm not sure. When it was released, so to say, in its refreshed, redesigned form, right from the get-go, Manfred and I said it will fail. Because, first of all, only one port and only USB-C is ridiculous. Passively cooled, like, what was it? Intel M3 processors, lowest power processors that sometimes lagged when we're opening the applications folder. And then they went as crazy as to put an i7 passively cooled into a MacBook. Like, ugh. No. I think Apple might bring back the MacBook. I agree with this, because again, ARM, until now, all their ARM processors are passively cooled, of course. I mean, you can't fit a cooling pipe and a fan into the iPhone. I mean, it makes sense, and then we would have thick-ass phones, and it makes sense. And I think if they make ARM processors for Mac, they could do a MacBook refresh where they put in a passively cooled ARM, and we wouldn't have this shitty performance and this horrible overheating issues and this thermal throttling. So it could be a really big game changer. And if they would put do it like the original MacBook was a low entry MacBook that was less expensive, like noticeably less expensive than the rest. Do that, like, honestly, don't put the newest tech into it. Make it like mid-tier power For students, aim it at students, price it at 700, it will fly off the shelves, I tell you now. So do it, Apple. Which version is now going in? Which version is now going in the MacBook Air 2017? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Sorry. Do you mean which processor? Because which gen of Intel processor? Because I think that's the 5th generation Intel processor. I don't know which lake it is, but it's the 5th gen. We're now at 10th gen. That's a 5th gen processor that's in there, if that's what you mean. Do iMacs last longer than the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro? So OS support wise, I don't think so. I'm thinking right now because Manfred has an iMac 2010, late 2010, and this one was supported till 2018, I think. So 7 to 8 years of support, so I think it's kind of the same. Again, the thing is, rumor has it, and I showed this, I made a video about it, you can even put newer OSs sometimes on unsupported Macs, because like DOS Dude 1 and other people make amazing hacks, so you can put on the newest OS even though Apple doesn't support it anymore. But yeah, I think support-wise, when we talk about OS, it's kind of the same. Apple wants to make it kind of the same, even though power-wise normally it would make sense that the iMacs would last longer. But you know, sometimes they just unsupport stuff in order for people to buy newer stuff. So, well, they want to make money after all. So where am I from? I'm from Austria. Okay, let's get into the next comment. So I won't try. I'm sorry, I don't even want to try to spell your name because I'll probably just butcher it. Thank you for following me on Twitter, Paddy. That's awesome from you. I have a Twitter, by the way. Sometimes I post stuff on there if you want to follow. Yes, I could do a shameless plug there. Thank you. So the question that I got was, bro, I want a laptop for coding purposes as I'm a CS student. So I want a laptop which I could use for, there we go, for at least 4 years. Should I buy this laptop in 2020? Or should I get a Windows laptop? So that's also, funny enough, a lot of coding students also comment on my videos and ask me, should I get the MacBook Air Mid 2017 or some kind of Windows laptop? Here's the thing. There are, if you really just talk about specs, like bare bones spec talk, like comparison, there are Windows laptops out there. There are lots of Windows laptops out there that just spec-wise are better. As simple as that. Are better and a better bang for the buck. That's just as simple as it is. But actually, if we're talking, it always, how should I say, like for a coding student, if you're just a coding student, a CS coding student, you probably, I at least I have no idea about coding studies, but I don't think you'll design a very complex and amazing and awesome and revolutionary program during your studies, so you probably do more lightweight programs. And if we talk about that, a MacBook Air Mid 2017 will easily handle it. Just make sure all your programs are supported for macOS. That's the most important stuff. But power-wise, don't even worry about it. The thing is, I always say, when people tell me, well, but if I spend $200 more, I can get a so much better Windows laptop. And I always say, but why spend $200 more if you don't need more? Why? It's just, in my opinion, wasted money if you don't use it. If you don't use the performance, why? It's the same like buying a MacBook Pro for coding, even though a MacBook Air Mid 2017 would be all you need. It's just money you throw out of the window, even though you don't need it. That's kind of my opinion about it. But aside from that, it always depends on which OS you prefer. Like Windows has gotten very much better in the years. I prefer macOS. I love the software experience when it comes to Apple. I think that's where they shine the most. If people tell me, why do you use Apple devices, so many of them, I mean, I have an Apple Watch, an iPhone, as you can tell, I have a MacBook Air. I even have it over there, an iPad 2, original iPad 2. People tell me why. It's most of the time, it's the main reason is the software. I love their software, and I always say the big benefit of Apple software comes when you have more than one Apple product, because the integration, the software integration, and how seamlessly everything works together is, I mean, in my opinion, unbeaten. But it depends. If you prefer Windows, I mean, get the Windows laptop. I mean, there's no shame in that. There are awesome Windows laptops out there. Alright, to be honest, most of the work done for a computer science degree is pretty... Yes, that's kind of what I think. Probably most of the work you do in your studies is lightweight. And then again, buying a very high-end laptop doesn't make sense. But it depends. The only thing that is tough on the computer is the iPhone simulator and Xcode, which Windows can't use anyways. Yeah, I mean, there we go. If you want to use Xcode, it makes kind of sense to get a Mac, because otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah, true. Thanks for mentioning, Jan. Bro, I want to be part of Apple ecosystem and I own an iPad 7th gen. I don't want to purchase an iPhone. Can you please suggest me a low budget iPhone? You want to, sorry, I misread that. You want to purchase an iPhone. Okay, so you wanna, I should suggest you a budget iPhone now. Let me think about that. Okay, I have to ask you some questions in order for this to make sense. So first of all, how much important is the camera quality for you? Do you game? Do you want to game on your phone? Like newer games, like bigger games? Do you want to do that on your phone, or do you just do Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that, or just browse the web? What do you want to do on your phone? Yeah, so I want to say this too, because Young Sok is already saying this. Normally, if you don't want to have the best camera out there, and if you don't want to play even if you want to play the best games, and if like the screen isn't the most important thing for you, so if you can live without an OLED, I would say the iPhone SE2 is probably the best bang for the buck right now, because it's crazy. I think it costs $400. The entry model costs $400, and you get the best processor right now that Apple has, the A13, I think, the A13, which has insane performance. You get actually a very good camera, I think, with even 4K and everything. I mean, yes, it isn't as good as this camera, which makes sense. Hello, Bornil. I hope I didn't butcher the name. Welcome to the stream. Which makes sense, but again, for $400, you get an awesome phone. The only thing you're kind of missing is this all-screen design. You get an iPhone 8 with better parts in it. But if that's, honestly, the iPhone SE2 is probably the best bang for the buck right now. I would say too. iPhone 7 is pretty decent, yeah, sure, still. But I would actually say the best decision would be probably the iPhone SE2, because it's, I mean, $400 for such a good phone. I mean, and think about that, you get the newest processor, so you get the whole support. Like, you get probably, how long, five years of support. You still have 5 years till you don't get the newest OS. That's awesome in my opinion. Okay, Bornil, you want to buy a MacBook? Awesome. So have you already decided on one? So we're gonna get to the next one. To the next comment that I get, and that, like, this is legit the most frequent comment I get, and that is the MacBook Air Mid 2017 good for student purposes? And I guess that this comment entails Word, Excel, web browsing, YouTube, live stream watching, Skype, Discord, stuff like that. And honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, and even though a lot of YouTubers disagree, yes, get it. Honestly, get it. Get it for a good deal. Get it. Don't buy it for $1,000. That's overpriced, because again, like normally you get it for nowadays for $700, $600 probably. So $1,000 would just be someone trying to upsell you. But aside from that, get it. For a student, get it. Bornell, what did you write? I thought waiting for the MacBook till October 2020 is a good decision. What are your views? I guess you mean you're trying to wait for the ARM Mac, right? I think that's what you mean, right? Yeah, I mean there's a comment right now. With with ARM processors, will it outshine Intel-powered Mac devices? Again, here's the thing is we don't know which MacBook will be announced or which Mac. No, it will be a MacBook. I think, I mean, they haven't told us. They said we're gonna see a MacBook, ARM Mac in 2020, in October of 2020. They didn't say which kind, but I'm telling you now, 100% it will be a MacBook, some sort of MacBook, maybe even the MacBook. It will reappear. I guess it makes sense, or they'll put the ARM processor into a MacBook Air. Would make sense also. So I think they'll start with something more low budget, so to say. And yeah, so Bornell, if you have the time, so if it isn't very urgent, I would say yes, wait, honestly, because I think the refresh ARM Macs, especially the MacBooks, will be incredible. I think if Apple doesn't fully fuck it up, they will beat the Intels in crazy ways, because Apple can just perfectly design them for the Macs, and finally they'll fix the stupid overheating and thermal throttling problems. I tell you now, if Apple manages to thermal throttle an ARM processor, I would be shocked. Because they do such a good job with their mobile processors. Why wouldn't they do a good job with their Macs? Alright, yeah. I can't talk anymore. Thank you for being there. Awesome that you were there. I can't talk anymore. See you later. There we go. Thank you for being here. So some rumors are there on YouTube. Will it cost less? I'm interested in game. Look. The thing is, I don't know what you mean with gaming. Like, normally, I have to tell you, honestly, Macs aren't very good for gaming in general. But it depends if you mean like AAA gaming, like Assassin's Creed and FIFA and I don't know, and God of War and GTA 5 and stuff like that. If you mean this kind of gaming, or if you mean like mobile gaming kind of stuff like that. Because if you mean mobile gaming, hey, ARM will be perfect because they'll merge the mobile app store with the Mac app store, and then you'll have all the mobile apps just working because it's an ARM processor natively. So then you have an insane library of mobile games, and there are a lot of great mobile games out there. The question is how good they will translate from iPhone to Mac. But aside from that, if you only mean this, awesome. But I just see you mean Assassin's Creed, FIFA, and GTA 5. In that sense, I have to be honest with you, I don't think it's a good decision to buy a MacBook. I have to tell you, I don't think it's a very good idea. Then I would say get a Windows laptop, and that's not even talking about the power, because if you want to have very good gaming performance, you would need to get a very high-end MacBook Pro. Yeah, again, I don't know. Maybe they'll change it, or maybe the new ARM Macs will be perfect and they'll handle the gaming perfectly. But again, you have to take this into account. Then PUBG has to be how do you say PUBG needs to support ARM, and they have to make an ARM Mac version, and you have to wait for all the people to support that, and a lot of high-end, high-class games aren't supported for Mac. So gaming, if we're just talking gaming, I actually wouldn't recommend. This is the only, the only category where I wouldn't recommend a Mac. Which country am I from? Austria. Alright, so let's continue on actually. I still have some questions here, which I have on my videos. This one's very fast. Will it be able to run Xcode? Yes. Done. MacBook Air Mid 2017 will handle Xcode. I'm coming from Austria. Yeah, beautiful country. Yeah, I agree. Austria is a very, very beautiful country. I think I missed where you come from. Where do you come from? Would be interesting. So, there you go. This is a comment I actually haven't replied yet to, and I thought it's a good idea to just include this into this video, because then I can do a more in-depth answer. And that is, can I go with a MacBook Air Mid 2017 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB SSD for YouTube video editing? Look, performance-wise, if we're just talking lightweight to medium, full HD 60 FPS editing on Final Cut Pro, for example, yes. Power-wise, yes, it'll work. It can even handle some 4K, like short videos in 4K, very lightly edited. It'll handle it, it'll render it, it works. Power-wise, yes. The only thing that'll be a bit of a bitch will be the 128GB SSD. But here is my tip. With the mid 2017 MacBook Air, you can actually upgrade the SSD on your own. So just buy the MacBook Air and then just buy an SSD, internal SSD for your MacBook Air. It's cheaper that way, and then you can just put in a 1TB SSD, for example, and then you have all the storage. I should guess where you are from, Bornel. The problem is I can't see your avatar, it's very small. I don't know even if maybe that's not even a picture of you. I guess it isn't. Wild guess India, I'm not sure. So again, for 1080p, 60 FPS, video editing, power-wise, definitely yes. Again, only reason that could be a bit of a struggle would be the SSD. Just buy one, upgrade it on your own. You can do that with the MacBook Air after you bought the MacBook Air, just upgrade it on your own. Or just buy an external hard drive. I do this, I have an external, it's back there, an external Western Digital hard drive. It's cheaper, just connect it via USB 3, because it still has a USB-A port, and just put the files on there. So yes, I would say yes, but just keep in mind about the storage, because 128 gigs is definitely not enough. You'll easily get to the limits. You're currently using an A7 powered iPad mini 2nd gen. Again, depends on what you want to do. What you want to do then, so what's your workflow, what you want to do. Anything I know about India, I have to tell you not a lot. I know a bit about New Delhi, because a friend of mine has actually, her boyfriend's from India, so that's why I know a bit about it, but not a lot, honestly not a lot, to be honest. I am a mini? Does it mean you're a doctor? I hope I'm right. Or do you mean Mexico? Any thoughts on the design of the room? We're getting into very different, we can talk about this later on, don't worry. Keep that in mind. Patty, keep that in mind. I'll answer it in a second. I'm just gonna get through those comments first. So the other comment I haven't yet answered to, which I'll do now because it's a very interesting and very complex comment. Sir, I'm a programmer. I'm gonna buy a new laptop this year. It should last for about 5 years. Should I get the MacBook Air Mid 2017, or should I get the Asus VivoBook S, or should I get the Acer Swift 3 or the Acer VivoBook Ultra K14? Alright, very complex comment. Again, the thing is, I'm sorry about this, I haven't yet fully looked at the laptops. Just a tip in general. If there is a laptop, it depends. Do you want to use Mac OS or do you prefer Windows? And is there a laptop out there from those that you've listed, aside from the MacBook Air Mid 2017, that has way better hardware? But then, is it also way better hardware at the same price? If you pay way more, it doesn't make sense, because power-wise, the MacBook Air Mid 2017 is easily all you need. So, again, it depends, because you haven't told me if you want to do very complex programming or just lightweight, medium programming, because then the MacBook Air Mid 2017 will be easily enough. So I hope this helped you a bit. I'm actually, if the guy that wrote this comment sees this video, I'll have a look at each device later on after the stream, and I'll write you personally a reply and tell you which I think is the best. Sorry, I haven't yet looked into that. Is there any way to use a power bank for the MacBook Air? I haven't tried. I guess, but I haven't tried, so I don't want to answer without knowing. Do you know any Indian YouTuber? I think I know one, but I don't know his name, I'm sorry. My profession, I'm a student right now. I'm studying to become a teacher. Alright, next comment. This is a comment I wanted to address because I think I have a possible solution. And first of all, to Bebek, I'm sorry I hope I didn't butcher your name. I'm sorry if you see this video if I haven't replied to you yet. I wanted to look into this and I forgot to reply. I'm so sorry, because this is quite a shitty problem that you have. I had I'm just gonna read it. I had an in-ear headphone from Philips, but when I tried to use it, there's no sound on one side. And I also tried to use an Apple headphone, which is from the box of the iPhone 5. There's sound in it, but one side is louder than the other. What should I do? I never experienced this problem before, and I looked into this before making the stream, and there is a possible solution. I'll just tell you right now. I'll read it to you, because otherwise maybe I don't know again. Let me just check quickly. So if you have a Mac, go to Sound, so under Settings, go to Sound, Output, and then try to balance the audio. So there's a balance slider, and put the balance slider in the middle. So normally then the audio shouldn't be louder on one side of your earphone. I hope this fixes it. With regards to your Philips, where there is no sound on one side of your headphone, that kind of sounds like the Philips headphones have a problem. But then again, I don't know, maybe it also, I don't know, you probably have connected them over your audio jack. It could also be that this audio jack has a problem, but I don't think it is, because the iPhone 5 headset has sound, the normal earpods. So just check, maybe if you have the possibility, check it on another laptop. And if it works, if your Philips headset works perfectly on another laptop, your audio jack has a problem. And otherwise, probably the Philips headset just has a problem. And regarding your iPhone 5 problem, again, Settings, Sound, Output, and then try to put the balance slider in the middle. Alright, what do we have? I have seen power banks for Type connector laptops. I was searching on the internet in India, but I didn't find any for the MagSafe connector. I don't know, honestly. I can't tell you. I can imagine that it's possible, but I've personally never looked into this. Again, I also think that probably the hardest thing is to find something for MagSafe, because it's a very, very specific port that is only made by Apple. So maybe you probably have to look into this. If you Google it, you'll surely find something. And we have one more comment, and that's a very interesting comment, and I really want to talk about this. And I'll probably, after this live stream, I'll probably cut it into several videos, or I'll just upload it this way. We'll see. But someone wrote me, "Sir, can I use the Mi Notebook Air or Pro for coding and graphics designing?" Now again, I'm very sorry I didn't respond. Again, I had to look into this and I forgot to reply. I'm so sorry. Here is my reply. Now I looked into it. My first reaction was when I saw Mi Notebook Air, I thought he wanted to write Mac Notebook Air, so he meant MacBook Air and just miswrote it. But then I looked into it and this actually exists. So a Mi Notebook Air exists. It's made by Xiaomi. And I'll just show you the device and you tell me what you see. This is the box. Now this is the box of the Xiaomi Mi Notebook Air in comparison to the MacBook Pro. Oh no, actually this is the Xiaomi Mi Notebook Pro in comparison to the MacBook Pro box. Do you know which one is which? I just wanted to show you these photos because I think don't get me wrong, I've looked into this and they are actually very good. They sound like very good laptops, but I just found it so funny how hard Xiaomi is trying to copy Apple. Like, I mean, even the name, I mean, Mi Notebook Pro and Mi Notebook Air, it's like so on the nose copying the Apple lineup, but I just found it funny. I just had to show you. But aside from that, actually, the Mi Notebook Air and the Mi Notebook Pro, very good specs and actually for a very good price. I was actually, especially with the Mi Notebook Pro, I was amazed because it cost like the 1000 buck option has a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD in there. I mean, you would never see this on an Apple laptop, never. You get 256 gigabytes if you're very lucky. So that's incredible, and you get a full HD display, and you get the newest 10th gen Intel Core i7 and stuff. So very spec-wise, it sounds like a very good PC laptop. So definitely, I can say. I have never tried those because it seems like they only exist inside the Asian Chinese market. I think they are not being sold here. And so I don't know, but I guess it depends. For coding, definitely, again, if you don't do very complex coding, they'll surely easily do it, and the Mi Notebook Pro probably can handle complex programming as well, because they actually have a very good, it seems like a very good NVIDIA graphics card, and they're a dedicated one actually. I think even the Mi Notebook Pro Air has that. And again, for coding, both easily. The only thing, keep in mind, again, maybe, I don't know if hashtag apps review, if you see this video, if you actually live in China, or if you are from Asia and you can speak Chinese, but it's very important to know, again, this is a product that is only sold in the Chinese market as far as I know. And that's why you only get the Chinese version of Windows when you buy the laptop. Keep this in mind, okay? So don't get shocked when you open the device and it's all Chinese and you can't read it, because you only get the Chinese version. So again, of course you can, there is an option to buy the laptops with like an, how do you say, with a, I can't speak today, if you with a multi-language Windows, but then you have to pay a bit more. Or you could just install Windows on your own. But again, yeah, just keep this in mind, so don't get shocked if Windows is suddenly in Chinese. So if you buy this laptop, they sound like very good laptops. Keep in mind and maybe look into how to reinstall Windows. But if you know how to speak Chinese, if it's like your first language or something, then they sound like great laptops, even though they really, like, even from, I mean, look at this. It's like so copied, like, I mean, yeah, anyway, apart from being very copy-paste from Apple, which I don't like it when companies do that. I mean, just design your own product, like, honestly. But aside from that, they sound like very good deals, actually. Just joking. Hello in the stream, by the way. Do you think it's practical or worth buying an iPhone to just get in the Mac ecosystem. Can you tell the advantages it might give? Do you like? Would the let's assume, just joking, let's assume you would buy an iPhone. Would this be your only Apple device then, or do you have another Apple device? Because look, again, I love the Apple ecosystem. If we're talking iPhones, like with the Macs, sometimes I hesitate, and sometimes sometimes I'm having a harder time to defend the Apple MacBooks. But when it comes to iPhones, I still believe this. I think Apple makes the best phones right now. So if you want to have the best, the most premium phone, in my opinion, and most redefined and redefined, the most refined, that's what I wanted to say, refined phone experience, I think Apple is the way to go when it comes to phones. And that is a big part a big part that plays in that is the software. I think even though iOS, yes, hasn't changed a lot over the years, I think the experience is perfect. Like, you can rely on it, it never crashes. There are very, very rare bugs. Like, if I have to count the times I found a bug in iOS, it's probably a handful, if at all. And I've been using iPhones for 8 years, holy shit, 9 years now. So yeah. So yes, again, what you get, improvements, not improvements, advantages, silky smooth performance, always perfectly. If there is an update, you don't have to worry. First of all, you get the update. If you have a supported device, you immediately get the update. The Apple devices are very long supported. Big difference from Android, because sometimes with Android, it's like you get 2 Android versions, and then you have to hope that you get the next version as well. And sometimes the like Samsung gets the updates very fast, and the Google devices, but the whole maybe some other brands like Huawei, they have to wait very long for the updates to come to their devices. And then we have the whole thing with Huawei and the USA ban, and yeah. So yeah, which doesn't mean that they're bad devices, but software-wise, I think Apple has the best experience on phones. But that's just my opinion. Again, some people prefer the openness and the customization of Android. But if you just want it to work, and you just want it to work reliably, perfectly and smooth, I think iOS is the best way to go. I use Java on my MacBook Air 2015 running Selenium for software testing. It works well for me. Awesome. I don't know the program, I have to tell you. You have a MacBook Air, I just read. 2015 model is a great model still, and it still holds up very well for sure. Again, I told this many times, you don't always need to buy the newest and most greatest laptop. Sometimes buying a 2015, 2017 model is all you need. Like I would say for 80 to 90% of all people that are thinking of buying a laptop, probably the MacBook Air Mid 2017 or MacBook Air 2015 or even later are all they need. They just buy more expensive and high-end laptops because, I don't know, makes them feel cool or they feel like they have a newer product. Some people fall into the spec trap, and all they see is full HD display and OLED and 4K and this and mechanic keyboard and 10th generation Intel i7, and yes, awesome specs, but the real question is, what do I need for what I want? Again, I told this before, but why buy something more expensive if you won't use the power? Doesn't make sense. It's wasted money essentially. If you need the power, definitely then buy the better laptop. Makes complete sense. But if you don't need it, if you just do Word, Excel, look at live streams, YouTube, Skype, why buy anything more? I mean, why buy anything more advanced? It doesn't make sense. I have a MacBook Air but own an Android phone. I see, now I get it. Okay, yeah, then it makes definitely sense. Then what you get, of course, is the software integration. So you get like, if someone calls you on your iPhone, you can answer on the MacBook Air. You can make calls from the MacBook. if you open Safari on your iPhone, you can just, suddenly in your dock, Safari appears, you can click on it and you immediately get sent to the site that you've opened on your iPhone. AirDrop, you can seamlessly and easily and fast send photos from your iPhone to your Mac. There are many advantages. Or, I mean, this is just another example. If you have an Apple Watch, for example, you don't have to put in a password for your Mac, because you set up the Mac with a password. I would always recommend, by the way, set up your Mac with a password. Never leave your Mac unprotected. You set it up with the password, and then there's an option like unlock with Apple Watch. And as soon as you open up your laptop and your Apple Watch is unlocked on your wrist, the laptop syncs up with the Apple Watch and immediately unlocks without you having to put in a password. It's little things, but it's very handy. So, and also like the integration with the Apple Watch to the iPhone, or with the AirPods to the iPhone. Yes, definitely, there are big improvements. Yes, I told this before you actually joined the live stream. The biggest benefits from being in the Apple ecosystem happen when you have multiple Apple devices. The more you have, the more you notice how incredible, in my opinion, unrivaled the software integration is with Apple products. Yeah, alright. So, actually, this is all I wanted to cover. I didn't expect it to be such a long live stream. I'm very happy that so many people actually joined. I haven't checked. Yeah, a lot of people actually joined. I'm very happy about this. I just did a security update for the Air, but since then, I feel the laptop has got a bit slower since then. The app, like Safari, takes time to load. No, I have to be honest with you, I didn't. I mean, that sucks if it's true, but no, I haven't. Maybe check if your SSD is almost full. That sometimes can make it run slower. But no, I have to say my MacBook Air Mid 2017 still runs like when I first started it. So I haven't noticed any slowdown. So that sucks. But no, I don't think so. Maybe check again if your SSD is full. That could be also why or if it's almost full, that could be why it's slowing down. Okay, there's one thing I wanted still to mention, because Patty, I hope you're still there. You asked about what I think of the redesign of the PS5 actually. Good that you asked. I haven't maybe told this yet, but I'm actually quite a gamer. If you haven't, I mean, you can't see it right now, but there's a big, I have all my games up here. I love to game, and yes, the PS5 is a big topic for me, because I really want to, you can't see it, but there it is, the PS4. I always had a PlayStation actually, funny enough. I never had an Xbox, or I had Nintendo consoles. It's wrong to say I didn't, but my primary console always was a PlayStation. I have all PlayStations right now. I have the first one, the second. I started with the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one. I got the first one just because I'm a retro game guy. I really like retro games, and that's why I got the first one as well. And I have to say now, 100% get the PS5 as well. And yes, I know it's a controversial design. I really like the PS5 redesign. I like that they went a bit off the hooks. I liked it. I really like it. And I think actually, even spec-wise, some people really underestimate the PS5 because it has a bit of less teraflops in graphics performance than the Xbox Series X. Because it has like 15% or 25%, no, 15% less teraflops, but it has a significantly faster SSD. And I think that is the game changer of this generation, a faster SSD, because that minimizes loading times. Like Sony always talks about how small loading times are for the big worlds, and they say always no loading times anymore. The time of loading, of endless loading screens like on the PS5 or PS4 for example are over. I'm really excited for that, because yes, some PS4 games load quite a long time. Bloodborne, Assassin's Creed, Odyssey for example. So yeah, I think that's actually gonna be the bigger game changer, because then you can load in assets faster, more and bigger or more immersive open world games are possible. So yes, I think faster SSDs will be the game changer. I really like the redesign. It's gonna be a huge ass console. I hope it's not gonna be as expensive, and it also has a 4K Blu-ray drive. And as you know, I love collecting movies. You can see it a bit up here, some of my games. And I have a 4K TV and I have a 4K Blu-ray player, but it would be nice to have everything in one console. Like back then with the PS3, that's how I got into Blu-rays actually, because the PS3 had a Blu-ray drive. My parents bought me a Blu-ray accompanying the PS3. So I really am looking forward to also having a 4K Blu-ray drive in my gaming console. So I would just have to place my console there and could leave the 4K Blu-ray player at home, and so I would always have a 4K Blu-ray player wherever I go, because when I'm studying, doing my studies, I'm living in a flat in Graz. I know, first world problems, but yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna buy I don't know about you, Paddy, but if you're still here, but I'm gonna buy myself the PS5 probably. But no, for sure. It's not even a probably anymore. I mean, it's getting Demon's Souls remastered. Hello? I'm a big Souls fan, if you don't know. Can you recommend any good games for the Air? Again, when it comes to gaming on a Mac, it's a bit hard, but games, I'm not very up to date when it comes to very high-end new games, AAA games. I haven't really played a lot of games. There hasn't been yet a game out recently where I'm like, yeah, I need to play it, even though there are quite some games that I still need to play and I really want to play, but I don't know, I never got motivated to do it. Like Spider-Man, haven't yet played it. God of War, just played a bit of it, but I really want to play the game, just don't know, I never did it. Games for the MacBook Air, I'm actually more of a casual gamer on the Air, for example. If you like simulation games, maybe Game Dev Tycoon is something you love. I got addicted to this game. It's like a perfect casual game. Just fire it up, play it for 1 hour. I love it. Essentially, you play as a gaming company and you make games, and you need to manage the money, and you can choose what game you make. You can make titles for the game. You can build your own gaming console. It's a very small indie simulation game, which I love, and it actually plays in this world. You have the PlayStation 4, 5, and the Wii U, and it starts off from even before the NES era, and while you're playing, you're going through the era of gaming consoles. So I really like that game. It's a nice indie game. I also play, again, when it comes to gaming, I don't know if you like retro games, but then just get an emulator, play all the NES games. I mean, I even have some NES games over here, like originals, because I have an NES. I love retro games, and you can play every retro game on like NES games, SNES games, N64 probably, I think too, on the MacBook Air for sure. But aside from that, I have to tell you, I'm not playing a lot on the MacBook Air. I know Stellaris, I think Stellaris works too. I played this once with a friend on the MacBook Air, and that worked well. But aside from that, I'm actually, funny that you said this, I have a video coming up where I'll show how you can play GTA 5 in full HD 60 FPS on the MacBook Air. Keep in mind, it's more clickbaity than it sounds, but I'll give you a little spoiler. There is a service out there where you can stream your games from your main PC for free to your iPhone, your MacBook Air. It's a very awesome service. Again, it's for free, and I'll show this in a video coming soon. So yeah, if you're interested into that and you have a main PC that's quite powerful, then you actually could technically play GTA 5 if you have it for your main PC on your MacBook Air. If you have a good internet connection, you could stream it to that laptop and play it wherever you want inside your Wi-Fi network. Would you recommend a 2016 iPhone SE for 2020? If not, which would you recommend? Honestly, get the iPhone SE 2020. So that's the new one, iPhone SE 2. If you don't need the newest high-end phone, best bang for the buck right now, iPhone SE 2, $400. You get the fastest processor that Apple has right now on an iPhone, so you get top-of-the-line performance. Essentially, I know it's an iPhone 8 with better parts, so you still get the big borders on top and bottom, but since you asked about the iPhone SE 2, SE 1, I think you don't, having the bezel-less design is very important to you. You don't get Face ID, but you have Touch ID, which is awesome. And again, top-of-the-line performance, very good camera, not the best camera that Apple sells, but a very good camera. Only one camera, but a very good camera again, and for $400, I would say it's the best bang for the buck that you can get right now. Yeah, sure, you get wireless charging as well, yes. So get that. And fast charging, I think is, I'm not sure. I have checked this quickly. I'm not sure actually if fast charging is still included. Let me just have a look. Let me just quickly look it up. iPhone SE. Oh, technical data. Camera. I'm just. Wow, you even get 4K 60 FPS recording with the iPhone SE 2. Wow. You even get a 7 megapixel camera on the front, and you can do 1080p 30 FPS video on the front. Awesome. Where is it? There we are. Yeah, you get fast charging, yes. You get even fast charging with the new iPhone SE 2. So yeah, get it. My personal advice. Get the iPhone SE 2 actually. But yeah, I mean, power-wise, iPhone SE 1 surely would be enough as well, and is also still supported. And yeah, what is Play Void? Play Void, please rate. What? Please rate crypto. Can you do a video on which apps or shortcuts you use for productivity and how to improve your day-to-day daily? Yeah, sure. I could do this, just joking, yeah? I'll do that. Thanks for mentioning. That's a good idea. I'll do that. I'll do it in the next day. Give me a week and it'll be there. But yeah, good idea. I'll do that. Love from India, yeah. Love back from Austria. I'm very, kind of amazes me how so many people from across the world watch these videos. Like, I've got so many comments from people telling me I bought the MacBook Air because mid 2017 because of your video. I mean, that just, you know, that amazes me, and I'm really happy about that. Seems like most of you subscribe. Yeah, it's true actually. I recently looked this up. I just looked at, like, on YouTube Analytics, I looked at my graph where you can see where most views come from, and I think it's number one is USA. I mean, we're talking viewers, not subscribers, but number one is USA. And then after it, I think it's India already. And that surprised me actually. I didn't expect it, but hey. I mean, I have to tell you, best community. I mean, I haven't... all of you are sensible human beings that don't write crap, shit, rage comments. So I'm very happy to have such a great community. And yeah, India is actually a country I really want to visit one day. Because, I mean, I really want to see the Taj Mahal. I mean, yes, it's like the classic, it's touristic side. But again, India is such a beautiful country, has such a rich wildlife. Me as a biology interested person, yeah, I really want to visit India one day. I've seen your content and you are good. Keep the thank you. I'm very glad you like my content. Very happy. Very happy with that. Again, you guys maybe don't know it, but when I get these comments when people tell me I bought the MacBook Air because of your video, or I thank you, such a great video, that really makes my day. Really, it makes me so happy. And when people ask me, why do you do these videos? I mean, it's just so great when you can help people. And again, it really makes me happy if I can help any one of you decide between your next PC, if I can help you with building a PC. By the way, soon there will be a video where I'll build a PC. Yes, I'll show you how I built a PC for my mom, actually, a Ryzen PC. I'm really excited to do it. It's a Ryzen 3200G setup. So yeah, maybe for people who don't want to game and just want to have productivity PC. No, even though I think you can do medium tier gaming with the Ryzen 3200G because it's just such a great CPU with an APU inside. So yeah, there's also a video coming up, me building a PC. I'm really excited for that because I love building PCs. And yeah, so with that, I actually started watching your video after buying the MacBook Air, but I still watch it to just console myself that I made the. I hope you're happy with the MacBook Air Mid 2007. You have the MacBook Air 2015. I'm sorry. I hope you're happy with your MacBook Air. Again, I've been using the MacBook Air Mid 2017 since over 2 years now, and I love it. I haven't regretted it one day. But I hope you're enjoying your MacBook Air as well. I think that it's an amazing laptop. I think it's such a timeless design. It just works so well. So yeah. Alright. And I think with that, I just adjusted the chat here. And I think with that, we're actually gonna end this live stream for today. I didn't even expect it to be this long, to be honest. I didn't expect so many people to chime in. I'm very happy that so many people chimed in. Thank you to each and every one of you who joined today. Again, you made my day. I'm very happy if I love talking about tech with other people. I'm very happy if I could help any one of you guys. And yeah, again, we'll see us soon again. There will be more live streams coming. Again, also a little tip for all people who are here. Check the check the channel here and there, because sometimes I preview streams. So if a live stream is coming up, normally I'll post it a day before and you'll see it on the channel, and you can actually set up a reminder, because if there's an Apple keynote coming up, if there's a Samsung keynote coming up, Manfred and I always do a live stream where we talk about the tech that was announced. So if you're interested in talks about that, especially maybe the October keynote or September keynote, where we'll see the new iPhones, October keynote, where we get the first look at the ARM MacBooks. If you want to have my and my good friend Manfred's opinion on that, and you want to talk about those products with us together, keep an eye out on the channel always. Normally we'll have these live streams always ready if on the day where the live stream happens, just after the live stream. So yeah. My mom spilled water on my MacBook a few months ago. I opened and dried it completely, but now the power button, oh shit, yeah. Do I have any idea what's the reason for that? I feel you, because if you actually watched my last video, I actually killed the power supply of my main PC because I had water damage on my keyboard, funny enough, and that shorted the my PSU, my power supply of my main PC. So yeah, spilling water on electronic devices is, yeah, water and electricity doesn't mix very well. My guess is probably the water shorted something or damaged the motherboard. Say maybe the lane that connects the power button to the motherboard, something there probably is damaged. But again, it's very hard to tell, of course, from here. I would have to look at the laptop, but I have to tell you, the only one area where I'm not really good is when it comes to assessing motherboard or liquid damage. But probably it's the water damaged the motherboard in some sense. But I mean, you actually can be happy because it could have gone way worse, of course. I mean, your laptop could have been fully broke. This was my last question. Thanks for the replies. I'll trouble you with my questions on your next. Hey, don't worry. Again, I love talking about tech with all of you guys. And again, I was very happy that so many people came and we could talk about tech again. You can ask me as much as you want. I love talking about this. I love helping you guys. So yeah, guys, with that, I think that's a good time to end the stream. We streamed for, wow, 1.5 hours. Thank you again for everyone who's been there. Again, greetings to India for just joking, still here, and to everyone else from wherever you are. Keep safe, of course, these days, very important. And we'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Again, keep watching out on my channel. I always announce live streams way before, and you can set reminders for the live streams. And maybe also follow me on Twitter. I have a Twitter channel. It's linked below. Hey, Anshul. Sadly, you just came when the live stream almost ended. I'm sorry. But big fan. Oh, thank you. I'm very glad that you enjoy my content. I just wanted to say, sadly, this live stream is already over. I'm very sorry. But for the next live stream, I told before, just watch out on the channel. I always pre-announce the live streams, and you can set a reminder for the live stream. You always see them on my channel page under my recent videos. And maybe follow my Twitter. From now on, I'll announce the live streams also from my Twitter in advance. So if you want to watch the live streams and want to talk with us about tech, then you'll always be up to date. All right. And I'll also probably teaser some videos that I'm making right now. And, if I have any recent, just spontaneous thoughts about a tech product or something in the tech world, I'll just announce that on my Twitter as well. I tweet about it. All right. Love from India. Thank you. I really have a lot of Indian followers, as it seems. So yeah, thank you so much. Love from Austria as well. So that is the stream. Thank you everyone for being here. Awesome stream. Really enjoyed it. Very glad so many people came. Thank you again. Hopefully we'll see us again in the next video, in the next live stream. I'll always premiere my videos so you could watch along when they premiere. It's a sign. Come to India now. Hey, I really want to come to India. I really want to. It's just, again, it's very far away from here. But I'll do it one day. Trust me, when this whole situation right now blows over and when I'm more older, I'll do it definitely one day. Alright guys, and with that, hopefully we'll see each other in the next live stream. Again, probably, maybe I'll live stream me building the PC. That's actually an idea. Maybe if you're interested, maybe you can just write this now. Are you interested in seeing a live stream where I build the PC for my mom? Are you interested into that? I could do that. Like, I could live stream this while also filming the video that for my channel as well. If you're interested in that, I could do that. So if you're interested into that, it's a Ryzen PC 3200G build. So actually, if you want to do medium gaming, that's also a build you could actually, a very cost-efficient build, very good bang for your buck. Yes, bro, I'm interested. Yeah, all right. Then I'll do it. So keep a look out for that. That stream will probably happen around, that'll stream happen around Wednesday. I think it will happen, so we'll see each other probably around Wednesday then. Again, I'll announce it on my Twitter page and you'll see it pop up on my live stream 1 or 2 days. As soon as I know that, as soon as I have every components from Amazon, I'll announce it when the live stream will be. How to make the best of your MacBook Air. Yeah, again, maybe, thank you for all these ideas. Maybe I'll do a video about that, yeah, sure. Awesome. I can't wait. So, can't wait for this live stream. I can't wait to see you all there, hopefully. So again, thank you everyone who was here. Awesome that you all were here. And yeah, we'll see each other in the next live stream on Wednesday, probably, if Amazon sends everything on time, which it will. Alright, so thank you everyone for being here. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see each other in the next live stream or video. Till then, bye guys, and stay safe.